Man, welcome to another episode of Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. Today, man, we got y'all a real treat. We got, no fishes in the swimming pond. We got shark, man. What's going on with you?
What's good with it? Sharks in the water.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Listen, you already made me laugh. Just your energy, right?
Yeah.
You tell it like it is. You call people out on their bluff, man.
Yeah.
Like that's always been you.
Always, bro. Like being honest, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it a buck. Raised by my grandparents mostly, and my grandfather always told me, tell the truth, can't call you a liar. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no gray area with me. It is or it ain't. Facts.
Man, I saw your gym, man.
I appreciate it.
Is it gym is life or life is gym?
Health is wealth. You feel me? And I feel like it's a part of your lifestyle. So the way I design my facility, it's a training academy. So based on your lifestyle is how you get trained. Everybody's life is not the same. So it doesn't require the same type of movements, the same type of training. You know what I'm saying? It's not as physically demanding. Now you got certain people that want to achieve a certain look, certain aesthetic to themselves. Then you get into specific training. You know what I'm saying? Isolation of muscles and stuff like that.
And so, like, now we can get in that gym and become like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or we could just get like
you
just a
can, but
regular
you can't. And I say that because, again, like if you want to get into bodybuilding, I don't personally train bodybuilders. Mm-hmm. There's a whole lot of science to that particular part, and I call it the muscle head factory part of it. No disrespect to that. I don't focus on the bigger, heavier weights. Mm-hmm. I focus more on endurance, strength, power, flexibility, mobility, things that cater to, again, your more dynamic movements, your everyday movements. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to achieve a bigger size, of course, you have to eat more, your nutrition. You have to lift more weight. You know what I'm saying? In order to achieve that, and you have to recover. So another component we have is a recovery room. In the recovery room, we have the compression sleeves. We have the electronic suction therapy with the suction cups. We have acupuncture pads. And we have what you call a zero gravity chair, which gives you basically from head to toe massage. And it puts your body in an elevated situation where it feels like it takes the gravity off of your body and controls those muscles, loosens them up. Also alleviates a lot of stress.
I like that. So, two, I noticed that you say health is wealth. Mm-hmm. And so how long have you been in this particular niche or industry?
I've been in it from pretty much all my life. I was an athlete. I played sports in Pop Warner back in Baltimore. I went to Morgan State. I played overseas, military, paratrooper, 82nd Airborne. All of those things required a physical component. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We had to keep a certain weight in the military based on our height. I don't think it was catered to all cultures, especially. But and I'll give you an example because at 215, at 6, I'm 6'5". So I was weighing I got up to 215 when I was playing ball, and they said I was overweight. Mm. So when you look at the science and the math, that makes no sense at all. But when you look at certain things you have to do, again, a certain lifestyle, it requires you to be a certain weight in order for you to perform at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Like I jumped out of planes. So the bigger you are, the heavier you are, the faster you drop. So with my equipment, for instance, my body weight, I'm at 300 pounds. I carried a 60. So with my gear and all of that, of course, I might have been number 6 in we call it a stick, going out the plane. And I beat the person that jumped out the plane first to the ground.
Because you're the heaviest.
Because of my size and my weight.
And so basically, like when you say sharks in the water, basically you take no shit from nobody.
No, I don't. And I don't think anybody should. No goldfish allowed around here. You feel me? And in this life, if you look at, just based it on this, how the country is and the world is right now, the days of old are gone. Reality versus morality. Your morality is personal.
Right.
Reality is don't nobody give a fuck about you outside. Right. You know what I'm saying? So depending on the situation, it's fight or flight. I wasn't trained to run. We go towards the situation. We don't run away from it. So when it comes to you achieving goals, you can have a goldfish mentality or you can have a shark mentality. You know, sharks don't sleep. Sharks gonna eat every day, no matter what, no matter how far they gotta swim, no matter whatever they gotta do. So when you hear me say sharks in the water, swim at your own risk, that's what that means. You get what you get when you go messing around with that type of mentality.
I got you. So when you train people, you push people past their basic level into another level of like strength and like it's physical mobility. A
lot of it's mental as well.
Okay.
I tell people it's like coming into boot camp when you come train with me. If you feel like you know everything and you feel like you've been doing it for however long, I'm probably not the person for you to come train with. Because if you felt that way, if that was really true from what you felt, then you wouldn't be going to somebody to train anyway. You would have been achieved what it is you want to achieve. So you can't, as we say, you can't see yourself. That's why you have mirrors.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when someone else sees something, it can bring something else to you that can help elevate where it is you may have got stuck at, achieving that particular goal. That's the whole purpose of doing that. Now, for me, when you come in as a guppy, as a goldfish, and we turn you into a shark. We bring that out in you. I believe everybody has it in them, for the most part.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It just hasn't been tapped into. You know, so my goal and my mission is to bring that out of you and have you mentally have that attitude and that energy to push towards whatever your goal is. So if it's fitness, I hold you accountable to what you say. So if you say, hey, bro, I want to gain 15 pounds of muscle, then I'm like, okay, how often are you planning on coming? I could tell you what you need to do, but then you have to be accountable to what it is that's going to help you achieve that goal. You feel me? So
right.
I hold you accountable to what you say.
Correct. And so, like, also, I'm saying this, since you're saying that, like holding people accountable. So you been doing this all your life. You have kids?
Yes.
Do they have that same shark mentality as you?
Absolutely. They had to. Because even with my kids, I don't believe in fairy tales, bro. Like, I don't believe parents should lie to their children.
Okay.
People say, oh, it's okay. It's not okay. You disable your child when you tell them these fairy tales that, oh, it's kumbaya and everybody gets along and all of that bullshit. And then they go outside.
And it's something different.
And it's totally different.
Right.
So you pacifying and creating a situation where mentally your child is not prepared for life, for how it really is. You know, if you look at different cultures, especially here in America, I'm not going to speak for like overseas and things like that too much, but here in this country, it goes back so much further, you know, and I hate to get into it, but way back past the Willie Lynch letters type situation. You feel me? So in order to protect the child, they lie to the child. They pacify the child to stay below radar and stay out the way and this, that, and another. But that causes them to also miss opportunities. It causes them also to not be confident. It causes them also not to take charge and take that confident and supreme, you feel me, confidence attitude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To approach a situation, why I am the best at this, at best at this situation or this job or this profession. You feel me? So I push my kids the same way.
And so you said you did sports. What did you did sports like in general, like basketball, football, all that, or you had one specific sport that you was just dominating?
I played baseball, I played football, and I played basketball. Which sport that I loved the most was football. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I used to like to hit people. So I personally, it's just that's just the warrior in me. It's not
that stands your name.
You feel me?
Shark.
But when you hear that, again, people that have a passive morality, I think that's a good way to describe it. They be like, wow, like why you look at it like that? Why you can't look at it like, oh, it's fun, it's a team sport? That's bullshit. That's not football. Football is violent. It is. I mean,
that's wild.
It's violent. You feel me? Now, if I wanted to go play another sport like golf, and there's nothing wrong with golf, it's not a violent sport.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a concentrated sport. It's cordial. You feel me?
But you need something that's gonna be like that's gonna test your strength.
I think you have to find something that's in you.
Okay.
You feel me? Like people tend to run away from who they are because they want to appease everybody else's morality.
Yeah, true facts. But you can't do that because for the simple fact that life isn't like that, right? Every day that you wake up, you like anybody when you go to a 9 to 5. Shout out to those who do, because I do myself. But when you go to a 9 to 5, you're working for somebody. That shows you now. You're making that person richer. You're providing leverage for them because now you're disposable and replaceable.
One each, disposable, expendable, as they said in the military.
Right. Yeah. And so now when we get to that if we ever like switch our mindsets to think like that and say, you know what, there's nothing wrong with having 9 to 5.
Nothing.
9 to 5 pays the bills. But I feel that working all 40 years just to retire at 62, whatever, 65, and then be like, yo, I worked all I know was work. I don't know how to really travel. Like, and just I'm saying real quick with you've been in the military. Right. You've seen things that I probably never would ever see. You've probably done things that I never do or haven't yet come to that pass to see those things, to have to do those things. But I feel like that's where like I learned from you, like just looking at your gym, I was already inspired. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was ready to do a pull-up. Just a pull-up. Is a pull-up.
That's
like,
where you started.
You know what I'm saying? I know I can do more, but I was looking at that thing. I was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, then I want to hit that bench press right there. Go ahead and drop that 245 on there. I'm gonna do that like it ain't nothing. Then I'm gonna ask you, hey, just give me a couple more plays. Give me the 300. I'm gonna hit that, and then I'm done. I'm walking out because now in my mindset, I already saw myself walking around, just like imagine myself. I was like, yo, this gym got me fucking locked in. But so that's how people in their mentality sometimes get locked in the system of work. Right. It's like all work and no true form of play. Right. And not saying playing games and spending money like that, but just saying like enjoying life. Like I've never been outside the country, like in the sense of like going to Dubai. What is it like? I've been to the Bahamas, like, but on a cruise ship. You know what I'm saying? Right. I've done that. I haven't gone to China. I haven't done Japan, Italy, like those little things like that. Because guess what? I was always so used to just working just to pay the bills, working just to make it stretch to make it to the next day or the next month. And then when I realized that, it's like, hey, I'm dying faster inside, internally, because you can't unsee something that you saw before. Right. Like I never thought, to me, I would be in this studio. I never thought I would have met Dan, Sims, Rich, the whole team. I wouldn't meet them because I felt so small on the totem pole of just working. And if I did a good like occupation and got a good degree, okay, I'm making this much money, I can stay in my house, my cars. This probably would never been birthed because my mindset shifted into the entrepreneurship set. And then I started things. I've had some successful businesses, but then I failed. And when I failed, it hit hard to say, you know what, the next business that I actually really get into, I'm going to work on building a team. And my mindset shifted. And like I said, I do work out, but now I do more in home. You know what I'm saying? Because I do security as well. And I'm the biggest one there. So, but I don't see what they see. Right. They see height, they see muscle. I'll be like, I don't see what you see. Right. And I'll be like, I don't necessarily like to do it in the sense of like, if I had to do it like I did, I got to do security for Jason Derulo. It was cool. Yeah. I really worry about it. He had a 6'7" dude right behind me, so it was cool. 6'4", hey, I'm 250. I'm good. Like on a good day, 250. On a bad day, I'm like 256. I'm, I gain and dropping gain. Right. But what I'm saying, what I get at is that in this leveling up where like I always know before I go to work, I do push-ups. I know after I get off work, I do push-ups. I know when I wake up in the morning, I'm stretching to get my mobility. Like my mindset is like, I gotta keep physically, like, because if I have to physically put hands on you, I am going to, I see red. And then when I see red, it's like, I'm already blanked out. So it's just, it is what it is.
Right.
But back to the 9 to 5, knowing that I was just gonna work my rest of my life. Like I have my days where it was just like, you know, I just work just to pay bills. Hey, come home, say hey to the kids, you know, whatever, you know, happy life, happy wife, happy this, happy that, you know, type. But then I started shifting, and when I shifted into that entrepreneurship stuff, it was like, yo, I take risk. And so now in this year, all 2025, all risk and calculated risk will be taken, not forsaken.
You got to pat yourself on the back, bro. Like you got to understand that you're programmed. Everybody's been programmed to something, right? And then, as you say, the light comes on. You see something that you can't unsee. Then that's eating at you and going against what you was used to. I'm an analogy person, right? So most people see that chair over there, and you was told that that chair was something to sit in. But how many people done use that chair as a ladder because they couldn't reach something? You feel me?
I like
so
that.
it's a certain state of mind, a perception when it comes to things. So if you're accustomed to from pre-K and all you heard growing up, oh, you got to go get a job, you got to go work for someone, right? And then you work for them for 30 years, and then you turn around and then you die. What is that? When you think about it, but that's all you heard. You feel me? So that's your program. That becomes a part of your mindset. You know, then you sit back and you look at celebs and you look at all these people and you like, man, well, why can't I be, and why can't I do this, that, and over? Nobody implemented that into your head mentally. Nobody pushed that into your head. You feel me? That you can go do X, Y, and Z. Or you never saw it internally. Not externally from people you didn't know, but from people that were around you. You know?
Right.
So when it comes to all of this, when I got out of the military, I had to deprogram myself. Growing up, I was programmed, and I grew up in a certain life and certain lifestyle and certain environment. That programmed me. You feel me? That programmed me, that traumatized me, that made me be a certain type of way. Forcibly. It wasn't a choice.
Right.
You know?
Haitian, right?
Yeah.
Haitian.
But I was born here. I was born in Baltimore.
Okay.
But after that, I came into my senior year in school. I started coming into my own, realizing like, I'm doing this, but this is not what I want to do. I'm doing it because I thought it was going to make other people happy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about me. I didn't take control. I started taking control of my own life and start thinking for myself on what I wanted to do for me. You know? And then that's when the light came on for me, you know? Hence going into the military. Then in that time of isolation and all the things that was going on, I learned a lot about who I was. You know, that switch came on. They hit that switch and it brought out something to me I didn't even know existed, you know? And from that point on, that's where it elevated for me to have a certain mindset, a certain mentality. I used to do things as a kid that made no sense. You feel me? I used to jump off of 3-story buildings on mattresses, stand in the middle of the street on the yellow line. You feel me? I was doing some of the craziest shit as a child that they would say, oh, he needs some medication. They didn't do that, but nowadays, you feel me? Like that's the type of thing they try to put on kids. You feel me? Parents just go along with it because they don't know no better. Right. You feel me? So I'm saying all that to say is that when you come to the point of realizing who you are, and you come to the point and you make that decision that you're going to be that particular person, that's the light coming on for you. And you have to also take into account that there's certain things that come along with that. The comfort of, so-called comfort of what people think on a 9 to 5.
Right.
You feel me? They think it's security because they've been getting a steady check for a certain period of time. Then all of a sudden you got people that they've been there 29 years and right before they retire, they fire them.
Right.
Because they don't want to pay that money that they got to pay at that percentage of that retirement. Then this person distraught, oh my God, I've never done anything else and this, that, and another. Correct. You feel me? So when you asked earlier about, okay, did you specialize in one sport or did you do this in one particular thing? I've never just done one thing.
Okay.
I've never done one thing. I was raised and I was told that you never put all your eggs in one basket, so to say.
Facts.
You know, money is like seasonal.
Facts. It comes and goes.
Just like fashion.
Right.
Summer fashion, fall, winter, depending on where you live, part of the country you live, what kind of climate you live in, the fashion changes. Money changes. So if you got things that can compensate when one business slows down or one component slows down, the other one can take and fill in that slot, then that's that EQ. That's that portfolio, as they talk about in investment. You feel me? That balance in your portfolio that can help you achieve those particular goals.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I just think that people don't, we weren't taught that. We wasn't pushed to have a wide spectrum of things to look at and believe in that we could do growing up, especially in the Black community.
Right. 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
I think too, that's one of the things is I have boys, right, that look up to me, and my mentality to my boys is always be confident, be conscious, and be respectful. That's just, and respect is like when it's for us, hey, it's given. When it comes from other people, respect them, but respect is like it's earned from them because, like I said, your friends are not really your friends. Your friends today aren't your friends tomorrow. Who you know, I know some people go to school, you know what I'm saying, from pre-K all the way through high school and they had the same friend. It does happen, but very rare. So everybody's not your friend. Right. Respect is earned. When they earn your respect, you've already given respect by just being within the same vicinity of them, playing games with them, going to their birthday parties, they come to yours or whatever the case may be. But never forget who you are.
Right.
If you never so it's like, what is he? It's like 4 something and 4 foot something. And he tackled a 6 foot dude. And he was the littlest one on the team. But like, Buddy came around. And you know, you just see this little person, you know, you know how pads look on the he whap, cleared him off his feet.
He got it in him.
And I was like, everybody went crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, did you see that? Yeah. Like he was just real happy.
Right.
And I was like, I said, did you think before you did it? No, you just did it. So that's how you attack your schoolwork. That's how you attack things that you become afraid of. You just go head in first. Sometimes with caution, because some things, you know, you might die, you might hurt yourself. You got to be careful, but with caution. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when he did it, and it's like you know how you take your helmet off, and his head was just steaming. He was on fire. Everybody just cheering on. Coach like, that's what I'm talking about. And then he got in there again and caused the fumble. I was like, go ahead, man. Yeah. That's what you do.
Right.
And he has been a straight A and B student, straight A's these last 3 years. So honestly, because he's getting ready to go to high school next year. So yeah, man, since we had that conversation about a time ago when he was just a little younger, man, he never ceases to under deliver.
Well, that's good though. But see, that's one part. Like I say, like he did something that even wowed you.
Oh yeah,
you know,
and he was happy because I really like because he was happy that I was at the game.
Yeah,
I showed up to multiple games, and it's all about being present, right?
Yeah,
and so that's what I'm saying. Me being present, I don't care about what's going on here. I don't care about the game. I care about you.
Right?
Are you in the game? Did you make a play? Even if you didn't, did you get in and do what you said you was going to do? That's it. Do what you're going to say you're going to do, handle your business, and keep going. Yeah. And even if you lose, it's hard to lose. And that's what I had to learn in life too. Losing, sometimes, you feel guilty. You feel bad. You get down on yourself. And that's why I say, like, when I gained so much weight, I think it was like 265, 270. And I was big. For me, I felt it because when I jump or when I run, I feel it. Don't feel it when I'm doing power stuff. Like if I had to, pick the chair up, I don't feel it like that. Or if I'm having to physically pick up a person, I don't physically feel it. But I learned, I said, let me get this weight down. Because, as you get older, things start to do differently. You know what I'm saying? You watch what you eat, you watch what you drink, you watch what different things that you come in contact with. Like I was saying, I'm a former firefighter. It was cool, great profession. But I started looking at, shout out to my brothers and sisters out there already. But I looked at it and I said, I don't want to die at 65 because of carbon monoxide or whatever is happening, things, the harsh chemicals that have happened along my journey. And now I'm moving into shifting into something else and then just leveling up. But like, I'm glad with that, what I went through the experience. Yeah. Because like I went through, I'll tell you this, they had an obstacle course, sort of like your gym. Right. I never knew what was at the end. So I'm going to say, how much you weigh?
255.
Okay. So I'm going to say you. Going through the obstacle course because you got to run. First you strap down. You know what I'm saying? You got to unbuckle, put on everything, run down this course, hop over, run, go around something, pull a freaking keg full of water, go through that, climb up, whatever, keep going, and then pull a 255 dummy at the end. Because now it takes you, at least average person can do it in like 5 minutes and below or whatever. And it was my first time ever seeing something like that. They never said we had to do this. This is what you do to get the job. And I was like, and you got to do it quarterly, so they make sure that you're in good health. Man, I tell you, I cleared it, I think like 2 or 3 minutes. And that was my first time doing it. And like I said, my dad, he gave me these shoes. I was like, I had this moment in my head. I was like, these shoes, like Jordan, like these shoes are going to make a difference. Man, it made a difference, man. Like I said, I was in the top 5. That's what's up. Congratulations on that. But my head space was, I can do it, and I'm going to show everybody. And me being black, it was like, I got to show up, because if I don't show up for myself, who else is here to show up? Right. But me. Right. And so, man, like I would say this is that, like, watching you and like your gym and just listening to how you structure everything, every aspect of your life, you didn't give up. You couldn't give up.
Failure is not an option around here. A key component, I believe, that people have to stop thinking is a failure. See, I believe in self-evaluation. Right. Just because something didn't go the way I wanted it to go doesn't mean it was a failure. You feel me? Right. We got to stop using that word, that term. We got to stop speaking things that bring us down to a lower frequency and a lower level, because it kills our energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you speak negative, you get negative results. What you ask for, you get back. You feel me? Just like they say, what you give, you get back. Right. Sooner or later, somewhere around the lines of it all.
Right. You reap what you sow. Gotcha.
It's how you react to the situation after it happens. It's what makes you be better at the next situation, because it's going to come back around again. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when situations happen and it comes to like losing, we got to stop saying we lost. There's much more. There's much better. It's something that happened that we could have done different. Whether it was paying better attention to what another person was doing, or being better at doing a particular thing to get a different result. Just like you said, when you did that course, you had supreme confidence. Right. You feel me? Whatever item or whatever it was that caused you to be that way. So when you think about it, that's the type of mentality you got to practice on a daily. You got to make that a part of your lifestyle. Whatever that is, just for you, not for everybody else, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Facts. You feel me? Facts. We as men, especially black men, we already have the pressure of the world of trying to be Superman.
Tell me about that.
For everybody. We already had a mentality that, damn, we got to be 3-4 times better than the next person because that was the norm of it all.
Right.
When in reality, it's like we got to put ourselves on ourselves. We shouldn't be doing things for everyone else. You shouldn't go in with the mentality of like, oh, if I do this, then shorty gonna like me. Or if I do this, my boss is gonna like me. That's gonna give me a 25-cent raise. You know what I'm saying? Or 50-cent raise.
Right.
You feel me? Like, that's just a bad mindset, bro. You feel me? So it's like we had to get into a habit of being what I call a good point of selfish. Self-love is selfish. You feel me? When I look in the mirror at myself, do I like what I see? Damn with this person or that person. Is this what I vision me to be?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I wake up, when you wake up in the morning, if you took the time one time in a day and took a piece of paper and wrote down, how would I want my life to be from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep? Just me, not the kids. You got a wife, not your wife, not your mama, not nobody else, just you, right? Then once you get that together, then you should be pressing to achieve that, because when you're in the right state of mind and your energy and your mentality is that, guess what? Everybody else sees that. Your kids see that. You feel me? It's gonna send waves towards people that low key be hating on you. You just didn't pay attention to because you so overwhelmed with pleasing everybody else and worrying about what everybody else wants. You don't need to take care of yourself.
Right.
You feel me? That's why we die earlier than our women. This is why we think, oh, this is just the norm to have a toxic relationship. You know, like we can't continue to think that way. We can't continue to move that way. You feel me? There's a good and a bad. It's a good and bad in everything.
Facts.
You feel you drink too much water, you drown yourself. But if you don't drink enough water, you dehydrated, you can kill yourself.
Facts.
You feel me? So you got to find a personal balance. So even when I'm training people, you know what I'm saying? I try to let them get into their own mind and understand, like, hey, bro, look, you said you wanted this. I'm not a psychologist, or you feel me? But what I do know is how you think is how you gonna act, is how you gonna perform.
Facts. That's 100%.
And it shows. It everybody sees it. Somebody's always watching.
Facts. Trust me.
Somebody's always watching.
Definitely.
You feel me? So you gotta have that supreme confidence, bro. And you gotta practice on building that. You gotta make a decision that you're gonna live a life of no regrets. You know what I'm saying? My dad passed away and I know he lived a regretful life. You feel me? And I swore to myself I would never leave with regrets. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna agree with what you do.
Facts.
Everybody not gonna like you getting in shape.
That's it.
You feel me? Oh, you think you this, that, and another. Yeah, I do think I'm this, that, and another.
Yes, sir. 100%.
And why shouldn't you? I mean, think about that statement. Why shouldn't you think you him or her or that? You feel me? Like that's that shark again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that presses out everything else. You say you do security. A lot of times I don't have to say anything.
Facts.
We got a way of communicating without saying a word.
100%.
You know? People can look at you and look in your eyes and say, do I want to go down that road or not?
Facts.
You could be outnumbered 100 to 1. I've been in them situations. Facts. For real. You feel me?
You made it out.
Of course. Absolutely. I wasn't concerned about making it out. I don't go into it with that mentality.
Facts.
Because if I'm supposed to make it out, guess what? I'm going to make it out. But if I don't, guess what? There's a whole lot of people going wherever I'm going to pass me.
Facts. I like that.
You feel me? Like that's just what it is with me. I'm not saying I'm the baddest man on earth or I'm invincible, this, that, and another. In my mind, I am.
Facts.
You feel me? Most men that's competitive would call that competition. Competition is good. It's healthy, bro. Me pushing you, you pushing me. Oh, that's the last set. No, you got one more set.
Right.
You feel me? Give me a negative on that set. If you can't get it up, take it down slow. You feel me? Like if you don't want to be pushed, you won't achieve, bro. You won't elevate.
And can you repeat that? That's right there. Say that again for me.
If you don't want to be pushed, you won't elevate.
Listen, guys, you gotta want to elevate yourself to the next level and push beyond just being complacent. You have to push past being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And honestly, listen, Dan is my witness. Dan, I'm pushed. Then I can jump off the edge if I needed to, but they ain't gonna let me. You know, Rich keep me on my damn toes, but I be tiptoeing on this. But overall, I'm pushed to another level, and I'm always trying to catch. I feel like I'm always trying to catch up, but it's like, no, you know what you know. That's it.
But who you trying to catch up to, though? That's the question you gotta ask.
Okay, so when I say that, catch up to, it's you see yourself. Here's A, and here's B. Where you were before to where you are now, you see some things, you be like, yo, I like that person. I'm gonna keep pushing more on that person to elevate to C, to D. Like keep climbing the elevator of growth. That's where I'm chasing growth, and just elevating me to another level, taking this podcast to another level, building the team, different things of that nature.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying, chasing the growth aspect, but also realizing, like you said, no failures, but lessons.
Yeah, it's always a lesson. But and what you just said just now, and like I said, I'm no medical psychiatrist or nothing.
Yes,
right.
sir.
I just listen, and you said this person or this person, and you speaking to yourself.
Right. You start at A.
Right.
And you become
now,
B.
I believe we all got two sides in a sense. And what I mean by that is that, I'm going to give you an example with the 9 to 5 thing. I believe when you go to a 9 to 5, you're acting.
Okay.
You feel me? You're going in there, you're playing a role to a part. And that role and that part you're playing is to help you achieve a higher personal goal and role that you trying to go to. It's like a speed bump. You got to slow down a little bit. That's what I look as a 9 to 5 when people work a 9 to 5. For those that want entrepreneurship. And there's nothing wrong with people that just want to work a 9 to 5. It's okay if you want to be complacent with that and you comfortable with that and that's what you want to do. I'm not saying in no shape or form a 9 to 5 is bad. Like, get your money. Right. You feel me? Do what you got to do for you. But for some of us, we want more.
Facts.
So to get back to what you said again about the two people thing, you have to be that person and you have to take and be able to play the role you have to play in this particular situation, just like you got to play a different role when you say you're doing your security work in this type position because of the climate, because of whatever the rules are, so on and so forth. You feel me? But you still have to be a single spirit though. You still have to push a single energy. You still have to be able to do that without a group of people pushing you to do it. You got to find that spark that you can turn on. It turns on automatically by itself for you. You feel me? You got certain people that when they got 30 people with them, they act a certain type of way.
Right.
But when they by themselves,
they totally different.
They don't act that type of way. That's not genuine.
Facts.
You feel me? They haven't found out who they are. Most people wake up in the morning trying to figure out who they are. Every day they somebody different. So when you figuring it out, that's confusion. It's like not being organized. The more unorganized you are, the more distractions, the less you're gonna be able to put towards your goal or what it is you're trying to do. You feel me? So you have to put it all in perspective, but you have to be one spirit going into that, one energy going into that. You have to have the mentality regardless.
Right.
You feel me? And it has to be a go-getter mentality. It has to be, I'm the shit. I am the one. I am this, that. And some of your greatest athletes stand there in front of mirrors before they go out on the field. I'm the best receiver in the world. I'm going to catch everything. You got to put that out there. You got to believe that. You know?
I like that.
You got to create your challenge for yourself that I'm not going to say nothing negative about me. Right. Or I'm not going to allow anybody else to just say something negative about me.
Right.
I'm going to draw my line in the sand today.
Right. Setting your boundaries.
Yeah, setting a boundary. The boundary.
A boundary.
That's the boundary for life.
Gotcha.
You feel me? So if you don't have that mentality, you're easily swayed. You feel me? And when your confidence is low, everybody sees it. Now you're being taken advantage of by family, by strangers, and all that. Now you doubting yourself. Now your liability to everybody.
Right. And not an asset.
You got to be, you got to be an asset, but you got to be an asset to you first.
100%. I agree with that. You said something like, so when you face those 100 men or outnumbered men, what was your first thought? Kill
some. I was in a situation. That was my first thought. I'm not a runner. I don't run. I wasn't trained to run. I wasn't raised. I ain't nobody to run to. You feel me? So for me, that's what comes out of me. I'm a fight. You know what I mean? So without me going too deep into the situation, because it play back in your head. Right. You feel me? My mentality is get as many as I can get. You shoot 1, 3 run. It's a fact, you know? So a lot of times, like I said, in those groups of people, everybody is not on that type of time. You're going to have a few. You're not the only person that really with the shits or really on that type of time. That's just the reality of it all. Mm-hmm. So the odds are that when I start defending myself, the majority of these people are not even going to be here. They're going to scatter. They're going to run. Type situation. And if I don't make it, they're going to talk about me in a way that they know me to be. Right. That's him. That's who he is. You feel me? Now, people are listening to that and say, oh, that's bravado, that's this, that, and another. No, that's for real. That's just what it is, how it is. That's who I am. That's my spirit. I've been this way my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I've never been afraid of anything or anyone. So, you know, I'm okay. If you can whip my ass, whip my ass. You're going to have a hard time. But you feel me? That's a sad situation. If you know, swim at your own risk. That's what that is. You feel me? And I'm not a bully by a long shot. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But you just stand on business.
I stand on it. I stand on it. And I don't mean that in the street term of petty shit, bullshit. Right. I mean, when it comes to you crossing my line, we go back to that again. I have a line. Right. And you cross that line, you stepping in the waters where anything can happen. Signs is posted. Sharks in the water. You feel me?
You fail to realize and read.
People don't want to read. They don't believe. They don't believe. So sometimes you gotta, like Kendrick say, step out and show motherfuckers, because they're gonna test your line, bro. They're gonna test your line, whether it's with your family, facts, with your kids, facts, with you, period. You feel me?
100%. I agree with you 100%. Do you think, out of your experience, I know do you teach security or you do security?
No, I do both. I'm a celebrity bodyguard. Okay. I work with a lot of people in the industry. Nicki Minaj, Sada Baby, Skilla Baby. I got royal families, Prince Morocco. I work with a lot of people.
Was there ever a moment where you, in just doing this and being around the people, that you actually got to see them be normal and not like the celebs, do normal things?
Yeah, I work with a lot of people, and me doing this work, we don't judge. Right. Me personally, I believe in looking at the person. You have to study your client. You have to understand your client. You have to know your client like you know yourself. And these are people that you're around a lot, not someone that's like a one-off. It's kind of difficult for you to do that when you only been around a person one time. Right. Doing that. But I have clients that we communicate even when I'm not working with them. Because my intention is to protect them regardless. I don't charge them for them asking me advice or asking me questions or consulting me about certain things. You feel me? We have that type of relationship. They brought me around their family. So when they bring me around their family is my family.
Right.
I protect them just like I protect my family. You know what I'm saying? So to answer the question, yes, I do get to see them as a person. I do get to see the sides of them that the public doesn't get to see. And the public's not supposed to see.
Right.
You feel me?
Correct.
Everybody shouldn't know everything about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we tend to give away too much information and create situations that we end up in because we're worrying about impressing people, not branding, not promoting ourselves.
Right.
But we get traumatized by social media to the point where we putting ourselves at risk in certain situations. Some things you just shouldn't do. I can't tell nobody not to do anything. They're grown, but some things they shouldn't do, you know? And there's some beautiful people out there, regardless of some of the reputations or the conversations that you hear about certain people.
Definitely, man. I like that. I'm definitely on one with that. And that resonates. Like, people are human too. Like, celebrities are human. People do regular shit and do regular things, and they're regular people. They just have a hierarchy for either their talent or what they do or perform, and then we just keep it moving. I mean, pretty much, I'm with that. I'm with that, man. But listen, with that being said, you got any last standing words for our audience?
Oh man, it's 2025. I hope that everyone decides to be the best version of themselves that they can be, with no regrets, no hesitation, and push hard. Be strong. Don't be a goldfish. No goldfish allowed. Be a shark.
Man, listen, thank y'all, man. I greatly appreciate the words of wisdom. Hey, from Shark himself, man. No goldfish in the swimming pool. You know what I'm saying? This has been another episode of Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. Hey, listen, stay accountable. Listen, check out this episode. I want y'all to like, comment, and listen. Go find you a shark, man. You know what I'm saying? And also take accountability. And if you need accountability, I got a 21-day accountability link down below. Take the challenge, man. All right. Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. We out.